Shabbat Shalom.
During the initial height of the pandemic, my family and I spent several weeks in Connecticut. I've never been away from home for that long as an adult. When we came back to our apartment in New York, I went to cook my kids dinner. I turned on the stove to boil some water and I walked away. A few seconds later, I smelled something burning. I discovered that I had accidentally lit a plastic bag of pretzels on fire because I had confused which knob controlled which burner since I had been out of town living in this other kitchen for so long. Now, first of all, the smell of burning plastic is really not that appetizing. But more than that, I'm sharing this anecdote because it was a sign of just how discombobulating this entire pandemic has been and continues to be. I am sure I am not alone on this. Other people must be walking around completely confused all the time also. For everyone, it's like a fog of the mind trying to figure out how to best navigate our new reality. We're forced to reevaluate such basic aspects of our lives. Even in my first few weeks here with you, I've heard many of these real and justified worries from you. Will our children be in school next fall? Will our workplaces reopen? Will our parents be healthy? Will our mental health be intact? Will we be healthy? Will our economy recover? Will our adult children be able to find jobs? It's a time of deep anxiety and fear and confusion and prolonged uncertainty. So after I set the pretzel bag on fire, for me, I realized I was longing for something that I was missing throughout the pandemic, some kind of centeredness and clarity. And last Shabbat, I found it. As you may know, I started my Shabbat walks. I walked around downtown New York wearing my tallis, and I met some of you. Thank you for welcoming me and opening up to me and being honest and sharing a bit of your lives with me. And then on Tuesday night, it happened again when a beloved Village Temple family welcomed us to their rooftop and we were able to gather in person. I was in the right place with the right people. I was doing what I should be doing. And I've been grasping for the word to describe this deep fulfillment and satisfaction that I was fortunate enough to receive from our interactions. And finally, when I went to write this sermon, it came to me. The word is sanctuary. For me, my place where I feel the most myself, the most grounded, where I have the greatest clarity of the mind and the heart is with you. My sanctuary is the deepening of Judaism in any form. My sanctuary is studying and teaching Jewish text. My sanctuary is connecting Jews more closely with Judaism. This pandemic has dislodged our minds and our physical bodies, and I sense many of us have been missing that sense of centeredness and certainty. So tonight I ask you, what is your sanctuary? What brings you deep comfort in the midst of this chaos? And I'm not talking about momentary distraction. Staring at your phone, scrolling through your news feed, and playing Candy Crush is not the feeling of sanctuary. Sanctuary is a release of the self towards a sense there is something greater beyond you. Sanctuary is relaxation and self-expression. It's hugging your family. It's movement or getting lost in a creative project. Sanctuary is laughing hysterically and freely about something. Prayer is sanctuary, and joy is also. Sanctuary is a sense of security and freedom. What is that for you? How can you get it? The Torah portion this week introduces a concept called Arei Miklat, cities of refuge, also known as sanctuary cities. In biblical times, it was actually sort of a holding place for people who committed involuntary manslaughter. They were able to seek sanctuary or refuge in a space away from their home. But if you consider it more broadly, there's deep symbolism in these structures that's particularly resonant with our moment. The rabbis argue that creating a sanctuary, even for criminals, is a powerful symbol of God's constant presence with us always, no matter where we go. In the book of Numbers, God tells us, "Build me a sanctuary that I may dwell among you." And the people, the Israelites, build a tabernacle, a portable ark to take with them in the desert. But for us, we don't have a tabernacle. We don't even have full access to our actual sanctuary right now. So what is the sanctuary we can build within that helps us feel that centeredness, that sense that there is something beyond us, guiding us, watching over us? Some of us have literally sought sanctuary away from our tattered city, but all of us need to find that place internally where we can go to give ourselves spiritual space. The ancient rabbis had a way of framing this, and it's kind of out there, but I wanted to share it with you anyways because I like it. They say, the land of Israel is the navel of the world, being situated at its center. Jerusalem is at the center of the land of Israel, the temple at the center of Jerusalem, and the temple hall is at the center of the temple, and the ark is at the center of the hall. And in front of the temple hall is the foundation stone upon which the world was founded. Let's spend this Shabbat really thinking about what that foundation stone might be for us. Drill down into the concentric circles of the self and really ask yourself, what helps you to connect to your center? I was going to end the sermon with that question, but instead I am adding an addendum. After I wrote this sermon, I got up to make my children lunch. I then made the exact same mistake I made earlier. This time, instead of lighting a bag of pretzels on fire, it was a ceramic spoon holder that I got in Italy. I guess finding sanctuary is a work in progress, clearly. Let's try to find it together. Shabbat Shalom.